Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
Strong winds hit mid-Missouri today. They reached more than 40 miles per hour, knocked down trees and power lines. We took this video just outside of our newsroom earlier today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Jordan Berger. Thanks so much for joining us. Those severe winds led to some damage across mid-Missouri. KOMU 8's Emma Claybrook shows us how the winds even flipped over a semi-truck.
This huge tree fell in Stewart Park. The highest wind gust recorded at Columbia Regional Airport was 56 miles per hour, and crews on MU's campus worked to clean up fallen limbs. In Fulton's famous brick district, the damaging winds caused bricks to fall off this building. One employee said it sounded like bowling pins being knocked over. The owner thinks the winter's freezing and thawing loosened up the bricks. Down in Jefferson City, the wind ripped the covering off the Capitol construction project. A state spokesperson said the covering is meant to keep crews out of the weather, and the winds didn't cause any damage to the Capitol. Crews stayed off the scaffolding today. And in Clark, the severe winds flipped this semi-truck off US 63 North. 2 tow trucks had to flip the semi right side up. Missouri State Highway Patrol said the driver was not injured. Emma Claybrook, KOMU 8 News.
Certainly all dealing with that wind out there today. Let's check in with weathercaster Lucy Dahl to see just how much longer it's going to stick around.
Thanks. Today we saw winds gusting up to around, or sustained around 38 miles per hour. But if we look at our gusts, we can see that they got up to more than 50 miles per hour, 54 miles per hour around 9 a.m. today. Those are due to this low pressure system that we saw to the north of us. Our winds currently around 21 miles per hour, and those are in that northwesterly flow. But with these moving into the rest of tonight, we are going to see those die down a little bit overnight, and our winds are going to shift to a more northwesterly flow, which are going to bring in that colder temperatures with them. And those are going to die down as we move through the rest of your Friday, with them only around 5 miles per hour overnight. We are tracking flooding with the sunshine that we're going to see this weekend, and I'll be explaining that coming up.
Okay, Lucy, thank you very much. Jefferson City Public Schools is facing its 3rd discrimination lawsuit this year alone. A former Lewis and Clark Middle School principal filed the latest one this week. KOMU 8's Savannah Rudisell has gone through the court documents today and joins us now in the studio.
Former Principal Sherry Thomas is suing Jefferson City Schools over what she calls a hostile work environment and discrimination based on sex and age. She's asking for damages to compensate for lost benefits, career disruption, and emotional distress. When it comes to making these kind of claims, she's not the first. Jefferson City Public Schools is facing 3 discrimination lawsuits from the past 3 months. Former middle school principal Sherry Thomas filed her suit this week. She claims Superintendent Larry Linthicum created a racially hostile work environment. According to court documents, he publicly said, quote, "We need to watch kids of color and saggy pants." Thomas claims Linthicum squashed private discussions about diversity and labeled any staff member who asked about it a troublemaker. In the past few years alone, JCPS has had a trail of allegations. In May 2016, a former teacher said she was treated poorly because of her age and gender. March 2017, a former director of curriculum said she faced harassment and discrimination. In April 2017, another employee sued, citing retaliation. January of 2019, 2 different discrimination suits came in, one about race and the other about disability. Now, the former principal, Thomas, she retired at the end of this past school year. She said she wanted to stay with the district, but no one would talk to her about renewing her contract. You can read the full lawsuit on our website at KOMU.com. In the studio, Savannah Rudisell, KOMU 8 News.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much. Today, senators voted to overturn President Trump's national emergency declaration at the southern border. Missouri Senator Roy Blunt voted against President Trump's order. In a statement from his press office, Blunt said, quote, "I fully support President Trump's commitment to secure the border and build physical barriers wherever they are needed. But," he says, "there are other existing authorities that President Trump could use at the border without creating a court case or declaring an emergency."
Blunt joined several other Republican senators to vote against the border wall. This comes at the same time the House passes measures of its own on the special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. NBC's Blaine Alexander reports.
Today, President Trump, a special guest on Capitol Hill for the annual Friends of Ireland luncheon.
The President of the United States.
Visiting Congress on the same day the Senate votes on a public rejection of his national emergency declaration over money for the border wall.
He's stealing that money from the Department of Defense, from our war fighters.
The Senate passing a resolution blocking that emergency declaration. 12 Republicans signing on, publicly opposing the president, despite his best efforts to keep his party in line.
It's a vote for border security. It's a vote for no crime.
The measure has already passed the House. Almost immediately after today's vote, President Trump repeating his promise to veto, tweeting, "I thank all of the strong Republicans who voted to support border security and our desperately needed wall." But some Republicans say it's about precedent.
Do we want the executive branch now or in the future to hold the power of the purse?
Meanwhile, in the House, members there sending a message about Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation, overwhelmingly passing a resolution urging Mueller's report be made public once finished.
Is adopted.
The resolution will not change Justice Department policy, but it comes amid growing signs the Mueller investigation is nearing completion. NBC News has learned a top prosecutor on Mueller's team, Andrew Weissman, is leaving his post soon.
That was Blaine Alexander with NBC News, and that Senate resolution passed with 59 votes, but it needs 67 to override the president's veto. The Randolph County Prosecutor's Office has charged 2 people after they pulled over with 10 grams of meth. Police arrested Jason Rowland and Laney Peacock during a traffic stop at around 2 today. Police say they found meth along with a scale and meth paraphernalia. On the way to the jail, police say Peacock admitted to having a meth pipe on her.
Here's what's happening right now. Police say there's an active shooter situation in Christchurch, New Zealand. Authorities are calling it a critical incident. Police are urging everyone in the area to stay indoors and report suspicious behavior to their authorities. They've also put all schools on lockdown.
Coming up, a mid-Missouri family's life gets flipped upside down just as they were getting back on their feet.
And the Columbia Fire Department is joining a very exclusive club. That's coming up.
Back, a Holt Summit couple who lost nearly everything in an apartment fire in January now is dealing with another issue. Someone broke into their car near the fire. Richard McLean and LaDonna Pyatt's apartment says that their fire at the Evergreen apartment complex destroyed most of their valuables. They just started to get back on their feet when they went to check on McLean's Pride and Joy, a car he was working to restore. The couple found the car without wheels, had a broken window, and everything of value was gone. They were keeping a few things in there they were able to salvage from the fire.
I'm the type of person that would give a person the clothes off my back if they didn't have it. And for somebody to do me like this,
McLean said he filed a report with the Callaway County Sheriff's Department. Now he's hoping someone with information will call deputies.
Coming up, how a YMCA is fixing a huge need in Ashland. All right, thank you so much. Back in Missouri, officials are looking for a millionaire. Someone bought a lottery ticket worth nearly $2 million earlier this week at a St. Louis area convenience store. The lucky ticket was a winner, achieving a full 6-number match, but no one has claimed it. The winner has 180 days from the date of the drawing to collect their millions. The lottery's executive director says the winner should sign the back of the ticket and keep it in a safe place until they can take it to a lottery office.
This week, the Columbia Fire Department joined an elite group, getting an honor only a couple hundred in the world have. The Commission on Fire Accreditation International awarded the department the certification. CFD is one of just 258 fire departments around the world to receive this award. This award recognizes the work the department does for the community, and Assistant Chief Brad Frazier inspires them to continue improving.
We want to be the best fire department we can be, and this is just a way to validate that commitment.
Fewer than 1% of local U.S. fire departments have been accredited, and only 10% of U.S. citizens live in areas served by accredited fire departments. The CFAI reviews agencies at an international conference each summer.
Well, Ashland is growing and child care centers are struggling to keep up with demand. KMUH's Randy Bass tells us why a local nonprofit and a church are working on a new solution. Randy?
There's a lack of before and after school care centers in Ashland. The Southern Boone YMCA and the Walk of Faith Church are now working together to make child care in Ashland more accessible. The Y Club gives kids ages 5 to 14 a place to come before and after school. The Southern Boone branch director told me how they found a need for this child care option in the community.
So we also sent out a survey a couple years ago to the 4th grade parents saying, hey, if we had after-school care for your child. Would your child sign up? And we had about 80 responses, and 50 of them said that there was a need.
I called several child care centers in Ashland that are listed here online. Some didn't answer, and the 3 centers that did answer my calls told me that they have before and after school programs, but all of them have waiting lists. In the studio, I'm Randy Bass, KOMU 8 News.
Randy, thank you so much. 6 Columbia water mains, some even built in 1950, are finally being replaced. A report grading Missouri's water infrastructure gave the state a C-, calling it mediocre. But a water main break can lead to boil advisories and leave you without water. The city engineer explained what goes into deciding when to replace a main.
So we just look at the maintenance history of the pipe, and areas where we're seeing increased maintenance, then those kind of move to the top of the list.
Strodeman says he expects the main replacements to impact about 300 customers.
Well, the Tiger season likely came to an end this afternoon at the SEC tournament.
After the break, Chris Trevino puts a bow on Missouri's season. Coming up.
A baby gorilla just born early this morning in Dallas.
How it's inspiring some to take action in a unique way. That's coming up.
Okay, people, it's Ford Truck Month. And you know what that means. The best deals on America's best-selling trucks for 42 years straight. And with over 28 million sold, isn't it time you joined the stampede?
Get F-150 with 0 for 72, no money down and no payments for 90 days. Plus, get a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain care warranty for no charge.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it during our March Markdown sale at Slumberland. Up to 65% off throughout the store. Come home to comfort.
Early, I'm home.
Get this sofa for just $3.99. Slumberland. It's a good life.
Tempur-Pedic at Slumberland. Experience an all-new combination of Tempur materials that adapt to your body with the Tempur Legacy mattress. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses during the Tempur Legacy model closeout event at Slumberland.
Here's a look what we're following for KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock. A Camden school janitor is behind bars for exposing himself to students.
But police say it's not his first time. We'll have the full story on KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock. Lucy?
High temperature tomorrow, looking around 46 degrees. We're continuing to see those winds pick up and move throughout the weekend into Saturday and Sunday, but we are looking at sunshine moving into the first day of spring.
Okay, Lucy, thank you very much. A baby gorilla made its debut today at a zoo in Texas. Take a look at this adorable newborn. So sweet. Her mother, Megan, delivered the baby early this morning. The zoo says Megan continues to keep her baby very close to her, so they haven't determined the gender yet. Zoo officials are hoping the baby will help encourage saving endangered gorillas in the wild and their habitat. In order to achieve that, the zoo is asking for old or unused cell phones and electric devices so they can recycle them. Gorilla populations are declining because their habitat is used for mining metal for electronics. I did not know that. I was like, where are we going here with the cell phone recycling? Surely this will make sense. Huh, interesting.
You know, all those years living in Dallas, and I never went to the Dallas Zoo, not one time.
Now you have an excuse to go.
I
Go
know.
see the new gorilla.
St. Louis has a great zoo, and I use my cell phones to take pictures of said gorillas.
Final night for Mizzou Tiger basketball, most likely.
Most likely. So a couple postseason tournaments, but that's likely a wrap.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You
That's
heard
our
it
time
here.
for now.
Thanks for joining us.